Hi, Dr. Jim GICWmAAR, PhD here. Folks, I gotta apologize to you. I really do. Okay, let me get this thing set. First of all, due to age, my eyelids are drooping, so I'm not making good eye-to-eye contact with you. Okay? Second, but my eye doctor at the VA, believe it or not, is going to do one of those tuck things. Make me a real round eye. Anyway, I have lost my passion, folks. I've lost it. There's nothing inside. I do a ministry, and I sit there, and they send me to dying veterans. One year I did 80 of them. And I had a passion when I was praying for them and laying my hands on them and giving them last rites. I had a passion. I did one 2 weeks ago, and it's just the words coming out. I realize I got to recapture my passion. I got to recapture my passion when I'm praying out in my prayer yard. Okay, I got a little prayer cubicle out there, surrounded by trees, real nice, with a little plaque of my late wife up. And I sit there and I do my prayers there. Let me get rid of some of this beard dandruff. And I've lost that passion too. I told my students, be careful what you pray for, because God loves you and He'll give it to you. Even if it's bad for you, because He'll let you learn on your own. Okay, you stupid jerk. Anyway, when I was a kid, I had a passion for Indian lore. I had a passion for my hobbies. I had a passion for reading. My God, I read 3,500 words a minute. Drove my parents nuts, for God's sakes. Poor family. I mean, he's a sergeant with 6 kids, for God's sake. Eating 10 cents a pound hamburger and getting government cheese. Remember that government cheese? Oh, I liked that government cheese, actually. But anyway, peanut butter sandwiches for lunch every day, or jelly sandwiches for lunch every day. But, my parents loved me, and I love my family, and I love my dad. My dad was a great leader. The troops loved him. I tried to emulate that in the service. He taught me 2 things. He says, always take care of your troops, and your troops will take care of you. And number 2, management is just getting a bunch of people to do something for some reason. Leadership is getting them to like it. And, he would sit there and bail them out of jail, do this, do that. My mom would get on him all the time, and I did the same thing as a Navy recruiter and in the military myself. Okay? Probably some of it not too legal, but I did it. Take care of my troops. All right? That's probably why I stayed a chief for 10, 12 years instead of getting promoted to senior chief and screwing up in the Pentagon, and then getting rewarded with a department head job across the way up in D.C. I was an assistant to the Director of Naval Intelligence, Office of Naval Intelligence. I was leading chief. Funny thing is, I had 3 women up there in my Secretariat division working for me. Black ladies all pregnant at the same time, so I put a sign outside on the water fountain and the E-ring of the Pentagon saying, caution, this water may cause pregnancy. Anyway, I was in a lot of trouble when I was a kid. I had people sitting there saying, Jim, how do you fall into a pile of manure and come out smelling like a rose? I'm saying, because I get up and I go again. And I try and teach my kids and my grandkids and my students that. I said, people don't judge you on how you fall. They judge you on how you get up. And that's my passion, is trying to teach these kids so they don't screw up like I did. I had one philosophy student that gave me the aha moment this semester. And he was failing every other class. How do I sit there and reward him in my class if he's failing every other class? But he got up and he sat there and said something with passion. What he wanted to do. He wanted to find the truth in this world. He said when he finds it, it'll be a revelation. I said, my God, this is a kid going somewhere. He's not someone getting up there saying, I want to be a fireman or I want to be an influencer on TikTok or whatever. I was really impressed. And I'm going to sit there and try my best to get him a scholarship. I will. You betcha. A failing student in other classes his senior year. I don't know how he's going to graduate. I hope they sit there and graduate him so I can give him a scholarship. You know, and I had teachers like that too. Mr. Dillard. I remember him, old Navy man. He used to catch me when I'd sit there and skip school and go up to the Spud Nut shop. I was a radio disc jockey too, and I screwed up a lot. I sit there and get drunk until 1 o'clock in the morning when my show goes on, and sit there and have to have people help me pull records if I got too many requests. I'd have to eat a donut on the air in the morning at 6 o'clock reading the news from the newspaper. Boy, I tell you, that was fun. I would have been one of the MCs introducing Jim Croce, but he died on the way. So that was the end of my career on that. I didn't get to do that. And he was a great talent, and we sorely miss him. But I miss my talent for singing, too. I miss my talent for learning. My passion. You got to have the passion, folks. It's just like I'm sitting there trying to tell you what's wrong with this country, with the morons running this country, for God's sake. And there's people running it into the dirt and ignoring the Constitution. I'm a constitutionalist. And I'm losing my passion, and I've let myself down, and I've let you down. Don't let yourself down. Keep the passion, folks, or else this country's lost. I see it. You know, what scares me is I think that might be a civil war, even if the other side wins. Because the other side would be so pissed off. Either way. I mean, we've got a country with these progressives, and I'm not counting those liberals in and on it. They just sit there and vote for the progressives, the leftists, Marxists, because they hate the conservatives so much. So it's a country run by hate. But hate's a passion, too. And it can be a problem. And it's hard to lose your passion at Christmas, and I'm trying to get it back. I went out singing the other night, and there was nothing in there. It was just words coming out mouth. And it really disappointed me. It disappointed people that knew me, that knew I knew how to sing. Or loved to sing. Not that I know how, but I'll do it anyway. You know, I'm a brazen fool. So, folks, the only thing I can tell you, keep the passion. Keep the passion for your family. Keep the passion for your loved ones. Keep the passion in relationships. Excuse me, old man. And I'm hurting today, day before Christmas. The only thing that you got to remember is family and friends, man. Family and friends. You know, when you're out there fighting for your country, you're not fighting for the flag. You're not fighting for the country. You're fighting to keep the guy next to you and the guy next to you over here alive, because they're going to keep you alive. You're fighting with your buddies. You're fighting for your buddies. Okay? You're fighting for your unit, for your comradeship. Okay? I'm saying that as a guy in the rear with the beer, the fear, and the gear all the time. I may have shot the rifle a few times into bushes, but that's it, on guard duty. But anyway, and I've been shot, stabbed, fell off a mountain 40 feet onto my back, and airborne, and 4 back surgeries, stents all over me, no feeling in my left leg, for God's sake. And Mr. Deeds on my left foot. I used to slap that with my foot. I used to sell booze on base when I was a teenager, for God's sake. I was making $40 a night, sit there making and delivering my own food in the 60s. My dad wanted that job. So he got my job when I enlisted, and he retired. I love my family. I mean, I've been to Newfoundland, Hawaii, New Mexico, Washington, D.C., too many times. I was born there, for God's sake. I'm a creature of Washington, D.C. I worked up there, and I know those people don't love you. They're only interested in building their little empires. Each person that's a manager up there wants to sit there and get 3 more people next year, or this much more money this year. That's all they think about. budget. I taught the first 350 intelligence reservists as Reserve Intelligence Program Officer, Area 4, until my boss Larry Thompson came in and helped me. I had a boss that got TPO'd out. That means twice passed over. That means they had to leave. Left me standing there. So I ran the show, basically. During the oil crisis, so I had a Navy station wagon with about 10 cans of gas in the back, so I could teach these people intelligence. I was an old photo interpreter, PT. And in the Marine Corps, I had a bar in the Philippines too during those times. Okay, during the Navy, there's a place called Snoopy's. Go off Rizal, turn right, and go up 2 blocks. Be right there on the corner. CTs and the ISs used to hang out there. Anyway, that's all here and there. And yeah, I was a comp show artist in Da Nang and Iwakuni. And I was the first Marine ATCO, Air Transport Coordinator Officer, so I was in charge of all your freedom flights. So that's enough of me, okay? But I just want you to understand me, and I had a passion for intelligence too, and I did it well, okay? Because I sat there, and I would sit there and fall asleep with a book on Chinese history, for God's sake, on a ship. I loved reading. 3,500 words a minute, yeah, they couldn't give me enough books. But anyway, I want to leave you with a little passion. So here is my passion for you, my folks. Just a minute, David. I gotta get my music up. And I'm gonna pray too. Pray with me. This is for the baby Jesus. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Yon virgin mother and child, holy infants, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. I love you. Silent night, holy night, all is fine, all is calm, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infants, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sorry for the cough, folks. Sorry. Take care. I love you. I remain your humble servant. And vote.